Now, why do so many people fail to lose weight? In fact, studies show that 90% of people who've made a resolution to lose weight fail, and 43% of people quit their weight loss journey by the end of the first month. But they were motivated, they even made up their mind, and they also decided to switch to a healthier lifestyle. And why hasn't it worked? So, what's causing a highly motivated person who's decided to lose weight, quit, fail, or even not achieve those goals? Well, I'm going to share with you some very important details that we are going to be diving into, and it's not rocket science. And by the end of the video, you will be amongst the 10% of people who know the psychology and science behind achieving that weight loss goal. So, let's get started. Now, when it comes to you wanting to lose weight, the very first thing you think of is exercise. But I'm here to tell you that it's not your workout, it's not your food, and it's not your sleep. Weight loss starts in your mind. Now, when I say mindset, it doesn't mean that you've made that decision to go on the journey. It's the commitment towards that journey. Because when it comes to a resolution, most people make the decision, but a very few or a handful of them are actually committed. So before you just decide and say that tomorrow I'm going to start my workout, I'm going to start eating boiled vegetables, and I'm going to start losing weight, make sure you rather question yourself that will you be committed to that journey? And if the answer is yes, then what I'm going to tell you next is what 90% of people don't focus on. So, sometimes when it comes to losing that weight, we set these big goals that sound amazing, but it can be a little bit too much. That's what I call a trap that we fall in every time we're aiming to lose weight. We tell ourselves that we are going to lose these many amount of kilos in no time, and trust me, it sounds fantastic. But reality check, it's like you saying that you're going to climb Mount Everest without you even hiking a small hill or a small trail. So aiming high, which is good, but it's very unrealistic. Taking the fact that you don't even hike or do even a trek at all. And let's look at this very differently. Instead of thinking that you want to lose a bunch of weight very quickly, think first of starting small. Think of climbing the small hill first and not the Everest. And once you climb that first one, you will feel awesome, and then you will want to climb another one which is as challenging as this one. And then you're ready to tackle the next one. So it's not about climbing the Everest. It's about the journey of climbing those hills and celebrating a victory of each of those hills that you've climbed. So to make it simple, first build mini habits. And there is a book called Mini Habits, which I think you should read, and I'll put that link in the description. It solves a problem that most of us have, which are those unrealistic goals. And mainly in this generation, we want everything too fast, too soon. Lose 3 kilos in 2 days or lose 10 kilos in 10 days. And these are all death traps. You've spent so many years to gain that weight, so you need to give your body time to also lose it. So you need to keep more sane than extreme goals. And if you want an average, you can aim for around 2 to 4 kilos of weight loss per month very healthily. Now imagine that you've planned a road trip with your friends and you have no idea where your destination is. So you end up driving in circles. Wouldn't that just annoy you? Well, the exact same concept goes with your body. If you say that you want to lose weight without a plan or a destination, you're not going to achieve that goal. So you need to plan the details or the destination. For example, I want to lose 10 kilos in 3 months, and I'm going to start on this day and I'm going to end on this day. I might even plan a little more details, like I'm going to exercise on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to eat vegetables twice a day at least. Or even something like I will eat out once a month, or I'll have my cheat meal on a Saturday. So instead of just saying that I want to lose weight, let's make it more specific. And all these details should be according to your weight loss goal. So make sure that you have a book or a journal and you write them down. And if you look at it, now you have a more realistic goal, and you also have a roadmap which is going to guide you on how you're going to reach that destination. And as much as you can, try and be more specific with what you're going to write. What's the plan for the meals, or what exercises are you going to do? Make sure that you write them all down. Because having a plan and writing it down just makes the journey smoother. It's like you switching on the GPS and being able to see the road ahead. And also it makes it much easier to follow. And remember, it doesn't have to be a very detailed plan. And planning is a secret sauce that will make that confusion into clarity. And clarity is very important when you're trying to achieve a weight loss goal. And without that, it's going to be very difficult for you to reach that destination of losing weight. Now, the next thing, and which is really important, is finding your personal power. Have you ever tried cheering for a team that you don't really care about? I mean, it's not the same as cheering for your absolute favorite team, right? And if you think of your weight loss journey, it's pretty much like a game. If you're playing a game you love, then you will be pumped up and you will give it your all. But if you're just playing because someone else said so, it's not as exciting. Let's find your weight loss game and your favorite team. And to do that, you have to ask yourself a few questions. Like, what makes you excited about getting healthier or losing weight? Is it to have more energy to play with your dog or to fit in those beautifully fitted jeans? And why are you doing it? Like, for me, it's something as simple as aging healthy. And when you do something with an intention, then you're more committed to it. And when you do this, your weight loss goal just feels from just being a journey to a supercharged, thrilling adventure. And it makes you ready and powers you up to crush those goals. So make sure you ask yourself those questions and find your own cheering squad. Now, the next thing that people need to understand, and it's a harsh truth, is that motivation is garbage. Before you go like, hey, wait, what? Let me explain before it confuses you. A lot of people solely depend on motivation, and through motivation, they believe they'll achieve their goals. But motivation doesn't really help you with your weight loss goals. Motivation will pump you, it'll make you make that decision that, yes, I want to go on this weight loss journey. But what will really help you is discipline. And most people don't realize that. Now, motivation can fluctuate, and relying on solely motivation can lead to inconsistency in behavior. Discipline, on the other hand, is about creating and sticking to consistent habits over the long term, regardless of whether you're feeling motivated or not. And it's also humanly not possible that you wake up daily and you feel the same level of motivation. So, motivation works through feelings, and discipline works through action, regardless of how you feel. It involves doing what needs to be done, even if you have no motivation or you're even low on motivation. So, you focus on committing to the journey rather than waiting for that burst of motivation. So, no matter what you feel, if you're disciplined, you will wake up and you will go and do that workout, regardless of any kind of feeling that you're going through. So, if you've made exercising and eating healthy a habit, it doesn't matter how you feel, you will end up doing it anyway, just out of discipline. Discipline also makes you stay mentally tough, and it pushes you and makes you stay committed to the challenge so that you finish it. So, plan things well and be disciplined. So, as much as you found that intention or that self motivation to push yourself to work out, make sure that you don't rely on just being motivated but disciplined. Now, one mentality that we all go with when it comes to this weight loss journey is all or nothing. All or nothing is like saying that if you can't do a cartwheel, you will not dance. But dancing is fun even without cartwheels. So if you miss a workout one day or if you end up having a cheat meal, most people just give up that entire journey. And why? Just because it was not perfect. And the thing with today is that we want everything to be perfect just to start and follow it. Whether it's diet, whether it's exercise, or even behaviors, we want it to be perfect. But we forget one thing, that we are human and humans make mistakes, and making mistakes are what make us human. So if you haven't worked out or your sleep cycle has gone a little haywire, or even if you've had a cheat meal, you just have to look at it as a bad day and get back on track instead of just giving up on that entire journey completely, or basically going with the all or nothing attitude. In fact, Japanese have a saying which is called wabi sabi, which means finding beauty in imperfection. So your plan, no matter how perfect it is, it will also have obstacles, and you're human, so you are going to make mistakes. So just embrace them and get back on track. And it's the same with climbing up steps. If you're climbing up steps and if you've missed one step, you won't throw yourself down the stairs, right? So break this whole concept of the perfectionist idea. So it's not about doing everything flawlessly, it's about doing something. Now, a lot of foodies I know end up doing this, and that's crash dieting. So when you decide that you want to go on your weight loss journey, you suddenly decide that I'm going to go on this intense routine, I'm going to go on this very strong sleep pattern and food pattern. And some would be like, I'm going to eat only boiled food or very high protein rich diet, or maybe just only eggs and tomatoes. You're pumped, you're motivated, and suddenly you see that it's all working. You see you lose those kilos and suddenly you're feeling like you're on the top of the world. But there is a catch. These rapid changes that you will go through with these extreme diets will often come with a cost. Many crash diets and these intense workouts are not very sustainable in the long run. They might give you a quick boost, but maintaining them is a whole different ballgame. And your body isn't built for extremes. It always craves for balance and consistency. You put it through these extremes and drastic changes, in the end, it will end up rebelling. You will gain all the weight back the moment you start eating normally, or even worse. And whenever you're going through diets like these, you will suddenly realize that your cravings for your favorite foods increase almost 10 to 20 times more. And it's very hard to say no, but your body is right now fighting back just because you went to the other extreme. And most of these crash diets will give you a very quick win, but they will always leave you tired, hungry, and frustrated. And a diet like this makes your body worry about you going through this extreme journey again. So when you start eating normally, it will end up holding more fat. so that it can survive if something like this ever happens again. Plus, sudden weight gain and weight loss will make you gain those stretch marks which you don't really want. Now, focusing too much on one aspect of weight loss is not going to give you results. For example, when we want to lose weight, the very first thing we think of is exercise. And then we do these intense and fulfilling exercises where you feel good, you're breaking a sweat, and you feel like you can see your goal right in front of you. And most of the time, you hardly see any results, and then you think that maybe I'm doing the wrong exercises, or you feel like you need to do some specific workouts just so that you see results. Well, I can totally understand where this whole thought process comes from, because the fitness industry has made you believe that if you want to get the body or achieve those weight loss goals, you need to exercise and buy all those fancy equipments and gym memberships. So I don't blame you. Remember that exercise is just one aspect when it comes to losing weight, but you have a lot of others as well. Like nutrition, exercise, sleep, all these things need to be in order if you want to achieve that goal. So try to not focus just on one thing, which is why you need to educate yourself with how to go about this entire weight loss journey. Because if you don't educate yourself, it's trying to navigate through a maze being blindfolded. So educating yourself will not just give you clarity, but it will also give you specialized knowledge when it comes to losing that weight. Now, whether you like it or not, genes also plays a role when it comes to losing weight. They are like tiny wizards in your body, and each with a unique set of spells. Some folks are lucky and they might have those wizards that will boost their metabolism, while others have wizards that don't really do that much. And these genetic wizards are something that can influence the way your body reacts to food and exercise. It's like a personalized instruction manual for your unique body. So, from which portion of your body you will lose weight and where will the fat go first is all decided by your genes. So, if you have a friend who eats a lot and doesn't put on weight, and you just take a bite of something and you gain 1 kilo, well, it so happens that they have some great genetic wizards that's helping them keep their metabolism high. And on the other hand, some people's genetic wizards might just make them lose that weight but slowly. But it doesn't mean that you can't lose weight. It just means that the person's rhythm of losing weight will be very different from yours. So comparing yourself, getting disheartened, and quitting is not the key. You just have to consider them lucky for having a great metabolism, and you might just have to put a little more effort to lose that weight. The key here is understanding your genetic wizards and working with them. So try as much as you can to understand what your genes are like rather than comparing yourself to people around you. Now, one thing for sure is that we all want to see results too soon. And when we stand on the scale and we don't see those visible results, most of us give up. Understand that like genetic factors play a role, consistency also plays a major role. Most people, when they decide that they want to go on a weight loss journey, suddenly come to the gym for the very first time and they will walk for 1 hour and then they will exercise for another 45 minutes. And for the next 1 week, they won't even turn up. So even when it comes to workouts, think of consistency over intensity. You can always increase the intensity when you're consistent with your workout, but don't do it the other way around. So the very first week that you either start working out, remember that you need to take it slow. Spend that time to test your body's capability and capacity. And use the very first week to analyze how your body feels. So you're not going crazy with workouts and you're not ending up being so sore that you don't turn up the next day to do an exercise or to do a workout. So think of consistency over intensity. So aim to be consistent for a longer period than keeping short-term focus. The whole weight loss journey is a marathon and not a sprint. And being consistent in the long term helps you keep that weight off for a longer time, and it's more sustainable. Now, a lot of people, including me, have this, and that is unhealthy relationship with food. If you love a dessert or a very specific dish, it's very difficult to say no, especially if it's always around you. And there are times where we are not really happy, or we are not seeing much progress, or we are a bit stressed and we end up eating. So you can call it emotional eating or stress munching. Well, we've all been through those moments. That's where food becomes that go-to partner for every emotion. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot eat that slice of pizza, but you've got to understand those hunger cues and make your peace with food. And most people haven't made that peace with food, which is why they struggle in this entire weight loss journey. Firstly, when you plan to go on your weight loss journey, you might try to eliminate all your favorite foods at once. So let's say you like a burger. Instead of eliminating it all once and for all, try to start by eating one less burger. What this does is it won't make your body crave to have a burger as compared to you eliminating all those burgers. So make sure that if you're trying to cut some food out, try to cut it slowly rather than cutting it all quickly. And in case you've decided that you'll have a cheat meal on a Saturday, even if you see that food right in front of you, tell yourself that You are going to enjoy it, but on a Saturday. So you're just going to wait for that Saturday to enjoy that food. And this will help you learn to make your peace with food. And with that, we also have to learn the art of saying no. Most of the times it's very difficult to say no to your favorite food. So to all those foods that you really love, just try and make sure that you have a very good relationship with them and try and make peace with most of the foods that you crave. Just remember that if you want to consume that food, give it a specific cheat day where you can have that and you can also enjoy it so that your mind constantly doesn't revolve around it. Well, there you have it as to why most people don't achieve their weight loss goals. And just remember that if you want to get there, you need to give it time, patience, and consistency. Just remember to aim for the long goal because long term goals will lead to long term results and short term goals will lead to short term results. And if you're working for a weight loss goal and you follow these steps, the results will show. And in case you have any questions, let me know in the comments and do check out any other videos if you want to learn more. And until we meet again next, don't stress and be awesome. Rashida.